Mahito. Mahito is a special-grade cursed spirit born from human hatred and fear, like humanity's worst gossip manifested into a stitched-together demon. He's got pale, light blue hair, heterochromatic eyes in the anime, and a body that looks like someone sewed together Halloween leftovers. His philosophy? Life has no inherent meaning, so why not do nasty experiments on humans for fun? His signature power is idol transfiguration, which lets him physically touch someone and then warp their soul, twisting their bodies into grotesque monstrosities. Not exactly your friendly neighborhood curse.
Oh my God.
He can even create clones, weapons, or heal himself by messing with souls. He also has a domain expansion called Self-Embodiment of Perfection that supercharges his soul warping. On top of that, he can merge multiple souls with soul multiplicity and then use body repel to launch a horrifying attack. In his fight with Toto, he once made a polymorphic soul isomer, a super powerful transfigured human monstrosity. He's intellectually ruthless, highly intelligent, manipulative, and able to predict opponents' powers, using trickery like he's playing 4D chess while everyone else is stuck on checkers. He leads a crew of disaster curses, Jogo, Hanami, Dagon, with the grand, terrifying goal of eradicating humanity and replacing them with cursed spirits. He's sadistic and philosophical. He experiments on people because he deeply wonders what a soul is, and he views humans as disgusting playthings. Yet, despite his big brain evil, he has moments of cowardice. When seriously threatened, his bravado cracks. Danzo. Danzo Shimura is this absolute brain-rot evil mastermind in Naruto, known as the Darkness of the Shinobi for a reason. He's the founder and leader of the secret brutal Root Division, not some cuddly support squad, but a shadow army of loyal, Cursed Seal-branded ninjas who die rather than spill his secrets. He's not just ambitious, he's obsessed. He wants to become Hokage but doesn't care about legitimacy. He'll stop at nothing. His philosophy is ends justify the means on steroids. Genocide, betrayal, torture, brainwashing, corporate-level corruption, all in the name of some twisted version of protecting Konoha. He actually manipulated Itachi into massacring the entire Uchiha clan, sparing only Sasuke, after stealing Shisui Sharingan so he could control things behind the scenes. He grafted on Hashirama Senju cells, thanks Orochimaru, plus a whole frickin' armful of Sharingans so he could use Izanagi, meaning he could rewrite reality itself at the cost of each eye. He's also a master manipulator. He brainwashed people, he even manipulated the neutral samurai Mifune into backing him at the 5 Kage summit. When Pain invaded Konoha, he literally killed a messenger toad so that the timing worked out for him to make his move. That's how little he cares about innocent lives. He's terrified of death, even though he acts like he's above all that, and his final act is theatrical. Fighting Sasuke, revealing his stolen Sharingans, trying a suicide sealing jutsu, and in his last breath, lamenting he never truly became Hokage. Michael Myers. Michael Myers is the boogeyman of Halloween. He's Michael Audrey Myers, a mute, emotionless serial killer who at age 6 brutally murdered his older sister Judith on Halloween night and was locked away in a mental institution. 15 years later, he escapes, steals a mask and a knife, and returns to his hometown Haddonfield just to keep killing people, including Laurie Strode and her friends on Halloween. What makes him terrifyingly evil is that he's not just a psychopath. He's described as a purely evil entity with no redeeming backstory or emotional motive, just an unquenchable hunger for murder. He's insanely strong, has superhuman endurance, fantastic stealth, and his intelligence lets him stalk and terrorize people. And Dr. Loomis even thinks he's fully capable of speech, but simply refuses to speak, which shows he chooses evil. His worst crimes? Apart from killing his sister, he went on a full spree, murdering animals, yes, he eats a dog, stalking, breaking in, mutilating, even morally torturing people. On top of that, his lack of any clear motive makes him worse. He doesn't kill for revenge or trauma, he kills because. Dr. Loomis famously said he saw a 6-year-old Michael with a blank, pale, emotional face, the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes, realizing what lived behind that boy was purely and simply evil. Michael Myers is one of fiction's most evil villains because he's not haunted by anything. He is the haunting, a relentless force of nature that just wants to kill. Gus Fring. So imagine a guy who runs a chicken restaurant chain called Los Pollos Hermanos smiling at you while quietly being a meth kingpin overlord. That's Gus Fring. He presents himself as the modest, humble restaurateur and philanthropist, donating to the DEA and driving a 10-year-old Volvo, all while underneath the spotless apron lies a ruthless, icy criminal genius. He's Chilean, owned a fast food empire as a front, built an empire of drug trafficking, money laundering, and mass murder. He's got mastermind crime lord on speed dial. He operates with cold precision, orchestrates murders, frames people, manipulates associates, turns friends into pawns. He uses courtesy and smiles to mask carnage. His goal? Obliterate the cartel, avenge the murder of his partner Max Arciniega, destroy the Salamanca family, dominate the drug trade, and profit off the perfect meth recipe. He hides in plain view. He's affable, he's polite, then he slits the throat of his own man in front of you, just to prove a point. He threatens to kill an innocent infant just to keep someone in line. He allowed children to die, he manipulated families, he turned loyalty into fear. And yet he still says, "I am what I am," acknowledging his evil with zero regret. Gus Fring doesn't roar like a monster. He whispers with calm intensity, and the monster in the suit is far scarier. The combination of the nice guy facade, the enormous calculated cruelty, the personal vendetta turned drug empire, and the utter willingness to destroy anyone who crosses him gives him top-tier villain status. He's not chaotic evil, he's lawful evil turned corporate facade. And in fiction, that makes him terrifying, because you could bump into him ordering chicken and never suspect the empire of death behind it. Ozai. Ozai is the Fire Lord of the Fire Nation and full-blown megalomaniac who embodies absolute power lust. He murders his own father, Azulan, to seize the throne, showing from the get-go that he's not playing by any moral rules. He permanently scars his son Zuko in an Agni Kai because Zuko dares to challenge his cruelty, then banishes him until he captures the Avatar. Under Ozai's rule, the Fire Nation industrializes terrifyingly fast. He centralizes power ruthlessly, exiles or kills those who dissent, and even allies with pirates to do his dirty work. He's not just evil, he's genocidally evil. He plans to use the power of Sozin's comet to scorch the Earth Kingdom into ashes and crown himself the Phoenix King, ruling the entire world. On a more personal level, he has zero empathy. He openly rejects peace, kindness, or moral weakness. His firebending is fueled by hatred and rage, and when amplified by the comet, he's capable of lighting up the battlefield with insane power. Plus, he can bend lightning with both hands at once. No charging, no mercy. He's responsible for mass murder, genocide, war crimes, slavery, starvation of entire villages, and even running slave camps in the Earth Kingdom. Despite being imprisoned after Aang defeats him by stripping his bending, Ozai is still a strategist in jail. He lectures his son Zuko on power, morality, and how right is just what the Fire Lord decides. Ramsay Bolton.
Ramsay Bolton, formerly Ramsay Snow, the bastard son of Roose Bolton, is not just another cold villain in A Song of Ice and Fire in the HBO television series adaptation, Game of Thrones. He's a full-blown monster in human skin. Born from rape, his father Roose killed the Miller husband and raped the wife. His origin is already twisted. He was legitimized later, but his cruelty only grew. Ramsay tortures people purely for fun, admitting he does it not out of necessity, but because I enjoy it. He's wildly creative with his sadism, flaying enemies alive, starving his own dogs to make them starving and vicious, using them to hunt naked women and then feeding the victims to them. He even admits he lies just for the thrill while peeling skin off Theon Greyjoy, turning torture into a perverse game. He's not just violent, he manipulates, betrays, murders his own half-brother Domeric, allegedly, and when he marries Sansa Stark, he rapes and abuses her relentlessly. Ramsay's strategically brutal. He He gains power by force, cruelty, and betrayal, not honor. He even kills his father Roos to consolidate power fully, showing he has no loyalty or familial bond, only ambition and monstrous appetite. On top of that, they don't sugarcoat it. He's labeled a sadist, torturer, liar, mutilator, rapist, abuser, practically a horror show wrapped in human skin. His evil isn't just situational, it's existential. He delights in cruelty, betrays everyone, even family, and uses tools of torment like his dogs as extensions of his sadism. He's not a villain with a cause, he's chaos, hunger, and pain incarnate.
Jigsaw. Meet John Kramer, better known as the one and only Jigsaw Killer, an ex-civil engineer turned moralized torture enthusiast who decided most people don't appreciate life and therefore deserve an elaborate shot at survival or gruesome death. He used to build real estate in low-income housing, married a woman named Jill. Life was normal until tragedy and terminal illness struck. Then Kramer acquires an inoperable tumor, sees how little people value life, and thinks, okay, let's make them value it by inventing death traps and games where the exit is a mutilated illusion of survival. Jigsaw doesn't believe in simple murder. No. He builds complex contraptions and forces people to choose between savage self-harm or death, all in the name of "you'll appreciate life now." He brands failed participants by cutting out a puzzle-shaped piece from their body to symbolize their missing survival instinct. He manipulates victims' guilt, survival instinct, moral flaws, then watches them scrape through. He crafts mechanical nightmares and harnesses psychological terror, so his evil is layered, smart, meticulous. Also, the fact that he doesn't always directly kill, but forces victims into hellish decisions, means his legacy spreads via fear, twisted inspiration, and copycats, so his cruelty is viral. Jigsaw stands out because he's not chaotic random evil. He's methodical, philosophical, sadistic, wearing the mask of "I'm giving you a chance." That contrast makes him linger in your mind. He's the villain who says,
"Let's play a game,"
and you know the game is rigged, the rules are grotesque, but you will play, or you will die.
Scar. Scar, aka Ascari or Taka, is the sneakiest, most backstabbing lion in the Pride Lands, and that's exactly why he's peak evil. He's bitter, entitled, and full of venomous jealousy toward his brother Mufasa, plotting regicide not just once, but twice. He recruits the hyenas, Shenzi, Bonsai, Ed, as his pawns, bribes them with food, and uses them to do his dirty work, because murder is so much more fun when you outsource it. He engineers a wild beast stampede to kill both Mufasa and young Simba. Then, when Mufasa is stuck, Scar watches him die instead of helping. Murder, betrayal, zero remorse. Then he gaslights Simba, telling him he caused his dad's death and ordering him to flee, all to secure his stolen throne. But his cruelty doesn't stop at ambition. Scar's reign brings famine and chaos. He downright breaks the circle of life by ruling through tyranny, starvation, and fear. His moral event horizon includes mass murder, arson, psychological torture, high treason, attempted filicide. The works. He's not just smart, he's a master manipulator. He uses the roar of the elders, a power meant to protect, to kill his own comrades when they refuse to help him overthrow Mufasa. He's deeply insecure too, brags about being lion's share of brains while hiding a fragile ego that turns murderous the moment someone brings up Mufasa. And worst of all, when his schemes start collapsing, he betrays everyone, even his hyenas, because loyalty to Scar means nothing.
Hey guys, thanks for watching today's video. I'll be back with more videos, so make sure to like and subscribe.